As you can see, they're now lining up for the K2 1000 meters. It's Kenny and Lockie we just seen in your picture there against the newcomers. It's Riley Fitzsimmons who was voted new upcoming ski surf Australian of the Year, with Jordan Wood, who we're going to be seeing later tomorrow in the K4, competing against each other. Cooper Waltz, Marcus Cooper Waltz for Spain, has some good medals, good results. He medaled as well. Arnaud Ibois, he twice won the K2 200 meters world. And we have Etienne Hubert. They messed up in they wouldn't describe it as that, in the Worlds last year, because there was a problem between the timings, which was changed. So when 5 minutes to go in the actual race, they were still way up the tracks and actually qualified for the finals. They were pretty upset about that, but looking has aspirations again this year. So we have 2 teams from Australia. 2 teams, and as we saw briefly in your picture, we saw Silva and Ribeiro. But who's taking it? Lane number 9. It looks like a really good start there. And that's from the Argentinians. But we should expect the powerhouses in lane number 3 and lane number 4 coming forward. Lane number 4, traditionally, it's Emanuel Silva, Joao Ribeiro, who's being shown there. Just now down for them, it's Kenny and Lockie from Australia. But in the bottom, the Argentinians are coming through as well. So far, we got a good first start. Remember, this is a 1,000 race, so it's quickly going back from sprinting to perhaps a bit more paced race. The Australians in lane number 5, instant combination. Obviously, Kenny Wallace has a gold medal from for the K1  500s in the Olympics, and he's been around many years. He always wins the 5,000 meters, but this year it's a change of tack. He's actually just concentrating on the K2 1000 with Lockie Tame, who by the way, those two are going to be in the commentary box tomorrow, so we'll hear about their race. Let's hope they have a gong around the neck, but he obviously is a major force in surf ski. It's a team that came together in a few weeks' notice, and as you can see, they're pulling forward a good performance there. Lanes 4 and 5, so as you see in your picture, it's Australia and Portugal at the moment as they approach the halfway point. Within lane number 7, the French, who you'd expect to do well. Last year they took a gold medal in the Szeged World Cup. And you can see there's a 3-horse race at the moment. Portugal, Australia 1, and France. And the wind, the good news about the wind is it still looks straight on. It's still a consistent tailwind.
Yeah, definitely consistent tailwind, definitely very straight. It's not an angle at all. It's perfect.
Well, the Portuguese, they know how to place together. They're both in the K4 boat that's had great success. And also, by the way, they won the K2 500 at Duisburg as well 2 years ago. 250 meters to go, and it is Portugal. It looks like Australia dropping back a little bit, but France are coming through, and we now go into really the business end of the course, with Portugal still hanging on. Australia making a second push down the bottom.
Australia's coming for the win.
Well, so far, I don't know how they do it. Kenny is the fastest finisher on the track and always makes it his card. But look at them pulling away. They must have a motor on that boat. 100 meters to go, almost coming into scene, and it looks like a 2-horse race now. Portugal has spent force. Australia coming through. France coming through quickly. 50 meters to go. Australia going to take the victory ahead of the very fast finishing French. And by about a meter in the end, but Australia take the victory from the French, with the Portuguese tying up quite a lot in the last 100 meters.
That was an incredible finish by the Australian boat. Really just incredible.
Well, last year, Lockie Lachlan Tame, he came into this into the Worlds with about 8 or 9 weeks notice from being the new K1 guy, and they thought, let's throw them together. And it's something, they seem to have gelled really well.
Big story. Ken Wallace is the name you'll always recognize, but it's a K2, you know, you got to have the second person, and that was a genuine team effort. They did a great job.
As I say, they're going to be joining me in the commentary box tomorrow, so we'll hear all about that victory. It's the first time, by the way, tomorrow Ken has not raced on a Sunday since 2005, so we had to give him something to do. There you go. satisfaction at a job well done. So we're coming to you live from Portugal. It's the first ICF World Cup of the season, and they're saying Australia 3 minutes 8 ahead of France, Portugal. Then Australia 5, coming just behind Cuba, Spain, Argentina, Iran, and Brazil, making up the numbers.